back at you with another Goji box. Hell yeah. So got this from Showcase Kaiju, and it mistakenly got sent to my old address, so I had to go to this guy's house and ring the bell a couple times till he was finally home, and it was delivered last week, and I had no idea, but he held it for me, so... But let's crack this sucker open and show you what I got. All right, so I want to just give a shout out to my boy Sean at Showcase Daikaiju. You could see the care that they put into getting you the figure. You have this paper wrap, bubble wrap inside the box, so the figures get to you. They really handle them with care, Showcase Daikaiju. So, I just want to make that a point, so that if anybody's thinking about purchasing a figure from Showcase Daikaiju, feel free to do so. It's a great store. One of the best if you like Bandai vinyl. But anyway, let's open these up. All right, so now I got two figures as part of this Showcase Daikaiju order, but I'm going to review them separately, So, and I'm going to start off with this one, if anybody could see it through the plastic, but let's actually get them out of there. All right. So, we have Cybot Godzilla, baby. Now, this is the Bandai Movie Monster series, and this is basically the 1984 Godzilla, but the Cybot version. And we're going to get a nice card of it, really. I love the gray and the purple. Looks awesome. I love the picture of it. That's a nice card, man. And the back, of course, you have the silhouette of Godzilla's dorsal plates. As always, you have a silhouette of Godzilla on the inside. And that's a really nice card. So, all right. So, a little bit about Cybot Godzilla. He's basically an animatronic version of Godzilla that they used to promote the 1984 movie. So this is basically 84 Godzilla. They used it to promote. They used it in many of the up-close scenes of Godzilla from Godzilla Returns from the 1984 movie. And, this thing was 16 feet tall. It weighed 1.2 tons, basically. And was a cybertronic or animatronic version of Godzilla that they promoted for the 84 film. So you can see he looks like 84 Godzilla, but not fully. Different in certain regards from the suit. And you could see, as far as the waist, it's a little on the thinner side compared to the 84 actual suit. But, yeah, I mean, they used this. They had some problems with the eyes that would, certain times would look in different directions. But, yeah, I mean, this is pretty dope. I need to get the regular 84 Bandai Movie Monster series, so perhaps I'll order that next. But I did want to have this, because I'm guessing that this came first, I guess. They used this leading up to the movie. They had it at festivals after the movie, and then they continued to display the head of it for several years, up to 2004, I believe. But this is really cool, and it kind of makes you wonder what they could do today if they built a new animatronic version of it. They could probably really crush it and have it look awesome. But anyway, so this is the Cybot Godzilla. Everywhere I look, it's spelled C-Y. This is spelled C-S-Y. as you can see right there on the card. So I don't know why that is. I don't know which would be the correct spelling. I guess is the CYB, but whatever. That's neither here nor there. If anything, that just makes the card and the figure more rare. But yeah, this is very cool. Figure from Showcase Daikaiju. Just want to show them to you right out of the box, and tell you a little bit about Cybot Godzilla. So, but let's dig into the review. Okay, so now that we got this beautiful card sleeved up here, we can take a dive into this figure, and which is basically a nice charcoal gray with lighter gray and white. It's a very simple design, you know what I mean? And you can see the dorsal plates look quite nice, but they definitely keep it simple. But they're painted well, you know what I mean? So that's fine. They go from there till about there. They don't continue, you know, basically the last quarter of the tail, or half of the tail, is just charcoal gray. And you kind of wish they painted it to the tip of the tail all the time, but it doesn't really take away from this figure because the charcoal gray fits it so nicely. Now, you know, you have two different kinds of people when it comes to the 84 Godzilla. You have some people that just think that the 84 suit design was so much better than this. And then you have some people, perhaps myself included, I'm not really sure yet. How can I say this? The 84 design is probably not one of my favorite Godzilla suit designs. I don't know. I'm just going to say it. You know what I mean? It's just not. I wouldn't rank it in my top 5, maybe even top 10. It's okay. But there are some people who do prefer the Cybot version of the 84. And if you kind of look at like some of the test footage, you could see why. It looks pretty scary. It looks menacing and ferocious in that. But then it also like can look goofy in certain instances, you know, especially when the eyes were malfunctioning and looking in different directions. You know, and you could see that in the film. But anyhow, I happen to really like this figure. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's super nice. I like the way, if you could see it, the front of it here, the head is a little bit cocked to the side like that, which is, you know, kind of cool. Like, it gives him a cool pose. And I really like him like that, like from the side. He looks really, really excellent. But we're going to have serviceable eyes here on this. We are going to have serviceable teeth on this. They're individually painted quite nicely. We're going to have a nice looking tongue. A blood red tongue on the inside of the mouth. I like that. You can see the shading in the middle of it. Well done on the teeth, the tongue, and the eyes here, you know. Yeah, nothing like out of the ordinary spectacular, but I would say pretty solid, maybe to above average. So that looks really nice. Now, and also the toenails and fingernails are painted very nicely. They're almost like a white mixed with the charcoal gray, and they look nice. This suit is chock full of, this figure, I mean, is chock full of detail. And you have several different, you know, types of detail on it. Basically, you have, like, if you look at the back and the arms here, you have the usual, and the tail, the usual Godzilla skin. But then on his chest, you're going to have something that looks quite different. And then on the lower portion here of the belly, and like Shinra Jira says, the goochel, You're gonna have both of those are different. This looks like a circular or cobblestone effect, and this looks different as well on top. So quite a bit of detailing and different in different parts of it, which kind of, makes this particular figure look pretty unique. So, yeah, I think it's quite nice, actually. The articulation is the arms, the legs, and the head on this. And I'll just pose him a little to show you some of what he could do. But, very, very nice. I need to compare it with the actual 84 figure to see. When I get that, I will bring this guy back out and we'll look at the differences. But this is a cool and unique figure and rare figure, and it's nice that Bandai did it. The Cybot version, very, very cool. Picture this thing, 16 feet and 1.2 tons, weighed as much as a car. I think it cost almost $500,000 to build, like 400 and change, 440 something to build. And but they did get quite a lot of use out of it because they used it for most of the promos leading up to the film. They used it in the film, and they used it at festivals after the film. So that's cool. It must have been cool at the time for people that got to see it in person. And I'll tell you what, I really like it. I didn't know. I thought I ordered the 84. I really wasn't aware that I actually ordered the Cybot version of it. So when I saw the card, I was like, huh? What is this? Cybot, But now, after taking a look at it, I really actually quite like it. And I really like the design of it. I don't know, It's different. It's different in the body, and it's different in the face from the actual 84 suit. Which is better, though? I don't know, I'm sure the majority of people will probably say the 84 suit, but there's something special about this guy also, And, I would urge whoever hasn't seen, like, some of the test footage, go and take a look at that. And take a look at how kind of terrifying and menacing this guy looks. Moving around like that, which was actually pretty impressive for the 80s. But yeah, super nice. All right, let's pose him some. All right, we'll put him in a nice walking or running pose right here, which you could do with this figure. Would have been nice if the tail moved and we had articulation there, but it's fine, And that still looks good. You know what I mean? Like, you could put him in an action pose and it looks pretty cool. Even though these vinyls have limited articulation, but there's something like classic and charming about vinyls. I keep telling my friend Rich, who, I get a lot of like higher and SH Monster Arts from, I'm going to stop buying vinyl, just because there's so many higher and SH Monster Arts and articulated figures coming out that you don't really want to. You want to save your money for those sometimes, but I do like getting a nice piece of vinyl here and there, and I guess I'm always going to wind up buying them because I just never stop, and that's what it is, It's like vinyl has a throwback feel. It has a throwback feel. It has a classic feel. It has a charming appeal to it. And it's quite nice. Sometimes I really enjoy watching vinyl reviews. Shinra Jira does some very nice vinyl reviews. Shout out to him, But yeah, this guy looks great. All right, let's see. Let's put him in another pose. All right, look at that. We got a really nice tail off the ground pose. Awesome. And you can see you could turn his head, which is very, very cool. I love it when you could get like Playmates or Bandai vinyl to do cool tail off the ground poses because they actually look quite cool. You know what I mean? And it's awesome that they can do this because they do have limited articulation, but you could still put them in a dynamic pose that looks kind of cool. So, that could just look like he's looking over, bending down and turning his head to the side. Awesome, man. And you could get him in a nice action walking pose like this with his head turned to the side, which is really cool. This figure looks great, man. Awesome. I really don't have any complaints about this. This is a looker. It's pretty sharp. And it's impressive detail. It's a nice basic paint job. Yo, I love figures that have paint jobs like this because sometimes less is more, And I really prefer Godzilla like with this dark gray tone. So I happen to like it when it's like that. And yeah, this just stands out and looks awesome. Check that out, man. Beautiful, beautiful. How about a nice stomping pose? Awesome. You could balance this on one foot with the help of the tail and really create a nice foot stomp pose with them. Awesome. Look at that. That's great, man. I love it when vinyl performs. That just looks great. Super satisfied with this purchase. All right. This is a pretty expressive figure, I'll tell you what. This figure's got some life to it, It's so strange, man, I don't know. Goofy, maybe. Very cool, though. Maybe a little goofy. It's like terrifying mixed with goofy, like... Yeah, I love it, though. I actually really like this. This is a cool Godzilla, an interesting piece to add to the collection for sure. And yeah, I'm making it a priority to get that regular 84 now because I've been wanting that for a while. And I don't know, maybe this is a sign for me to rewatch that movie and see if I could find something more that I like about it this time around. Because to be honest with you, it's a double-edged sword for me because my father took me to see it when I was a kid. You know what I mean? And it was a big deal for me then, like the return of Godzilla, because I grew up as a child watching the 54, the 56 actually. 54 wasn't here yet, but the 56 and then all of the Showa eras, all of the 70s movies when I was a kid. So when Godzilla 1985 came out here in America and Raymond Burr was going to be back in the film, I really wanted to see it as a kid. And I definitely liked it. I really didn't even remember the movie. I think I was 11 years old. But then, as I got older and I went back and rewatched it, I wasn't that much of a fan, you know what I mean? I maybe saw I think I need to go back and watch the Japanese version of this movie and not the American version. I don't know if that's better or not, but whatever, I'll have to take a look at that and see. But, yeah, getting this figure gives me good reason to rewatch the movie at the very least, because, yeah, wasn't exactly one of my favorite Godzilla pictures or suit design, but maybe that'll change, you know what I mean? As you get older, you tend to have more of an open mind for things, so I'm going to try it, but, yeah, this figure is very nice. I do highly recommend it, you know what I mean? And I recommend purchasing it from Showcase Daikaiju. So you're getting a pretty cool paint job, basic paint job, but pretty cool. Dorsal plates look nice. Not painted to the tip of the tail, but don't matter. You're getting nice eyes, nice teeth, nice tongue. Nice detail on the top of his head also, by the way. And it's just chock full of detail all over the body. Different kinds of detail that just look great. And it's got a very nice collectible card. The purple and the gray looks great. So, yeah, highly recommended. If you like this, go out and get you some Cybot Goji. And I'm going to be right back at you with another one. I'm going to do a review of the other figure that came in the box from Showcase Daikaiju, but we'll kick it off with this guy. And like the goddamn video, subscribe to the channel. Peace out, Goji fans.